Let's move to talk about there were replacements, of course, of products and all of that during this process. And there will also be technological upgrade in some cases, like advanced control systems and software to improve efficiency and safety. What are you thinking about the capacity moving on of this facility after this overall? Some quarters are saying, how long do you think this will last? And what do you also make of the charge by the president that other refineries, Warri, Kaduna, should also come on stream immediately? Do you think this will bring that needed competition that we've been talking about? It's a two-in-one question in the industry, of course, following the PIA's implementation.
Yes, it's also important that we also give some plaudits to the president and commander-in-chief, because it looks really like a mirage, as though we couldn't even get any activity at least done at any of the refineries. So, but this week we've woken up to good news about it, and the president ought to get his flowers for that effort. And not to rest on his horse, he's challenged the managers to ensure that the Warri and Kaduna refineries work. I think that's the way to go. If we can get all of these refineries working, it will ensure that we have more than enough supply, of course, with Dangote refinery also producing at a maximum. The ultimate beneficiary of that are Nigerian consumers, because once you have more than enough product for the supply is more than the demand, is basic economics that Nigerians will be benefiting from it. But it's important that the second arm of the refinery, which has, of course, a greater capacity, it's actually, the work is intensified on it so that we can get that done. We need to complete the Port Harcourt Refinery, the second arm, before we even jump to Warri and all others. But, of course, the president has displayed great political will to say that this must be done and Port Harcourt and Kaduna should be done. The truth of the matter is that that is what is expected by the Nigerian people, because we must know that our laws, like the PIA Act, should be worth more than the paper it is written on. Under a PIA, we should have a deregulated system, a deregulated sector. Willing buyer, willing seller, we should be able to say that you have more than enough choices to make as consumers what products are there. Remember, in those days, in the 70s, in the 80s, there used to be different grades of petroleum products. And so you go for the one that you can afford. So, and this is the kind of thing you will get if we can make sure that our technological improvements at the various refineries are up to date, so that people at least are able to afford at least one level of it or the other. It's a normal practice, and we expect that Mele Kyari and all others who are involved in this, including the Minister of State for Petroleum, since of course the substantive Minister of Petroleum, the President and Commander-in-Chief, is demonstrating a lot of political will in giving the needed support. Remember that it was in 2021 that funds were released, about $1.5 billion for these operations, but until now, it looks like a mirage. So we must acknowledge progressive steps. You know, every effort that is taken, every result that you see, we must acknowledge it. Let's not just be a people who are overtly pessimistic and critical, but in acknowledging it, we must also hold the feet of the managers to fire. That Nigerians expect that what they are giving us, an early gift in November for Christmas gift, we want to be able to have New Year gift, we want to be able to have Easter gift, with the Port Harcourt Refinery in full operation, with the Warri Refinery revived and in full operation, and Kaduna. If we have that, remember one of the transporters spoke from Port Harcourt, and he said he was relieved that if nothing else, they would not have to drive to as far as Lagos in order to be able to get petroleum products. So even if that is the little gain that we have made today, that people within the Port Harcourt and, Niger Delta axis have access to some of these products, then it's not something we should downplay. We must appreciate the fact that we are making some progress and insist that Mele Kyari and his team work 3 times harder to ensure that we have more succor